Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Punaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinavadidamastu, Ma Vitvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Have you ever felt afraid of your own emotions, as if you are not capable of dealing with them? Today I want to talk about the emotional body and healing and the beautiful relationship between the two, as well as what you can gain from honoring your emotional body. Namaste and welcome to the Spiritual Wealth Podcast. I'm your host, Alexandra Savitri Amba, Director of the American Reiki Academy and the Vedic Healing Center. I'm a Reiki master, Vedic healing master, and spiritual guide who has practiced and taught spiritual self-development and healing for more than 35 years, led pilgrimages to India, and studied with blessed Indian gurus. In this show, we cover topics related to metaphysics, Reiki, Vedic healing, yoga, manifestation, spiritual growth, and feng shui, based upon my studies and work in these disciplines. The aim of this show is to help you awaken, develop, and tap into your spiritual power in order that you may live well, manifest your dreams, and ultimately fulfill your unique divine destiny. Let us begin. So today's topic came to me while I was doing my morning practice, and I had some emotions surface around grief. And I thought today, therefore, I would speak about honoring your emotions and how this is actually the first step in the healing process. This is something that I think people often either don't discuss or misunderstand or just fail to give importance to. So when we enter into healing work, we often feel that the goal is to feel good at all times. And I know I've spoken before about the bliss that we touch upon during our practices and during our lives as our personal spiritual practices expand. However, let's look at what happens also in the midst of that and before that. I think all of us are running around chasing happy feelings. We're chasing happiness, peace, and what happens is when uncomfortable emotions arise, we want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. It's like we want to escape them, distract ourselves, stay busy, do whatever we can to escape them rather than to be present. And I really believe that healing does not come ever from escaping anything, and especially from escaping our emotions. Healing begins by honoring them. So today, when that grief came up for me, I was very aware that this is something that I'm processing, that's available in my energy field, in my body, and it is moving. That's one of the beautiful things to know about doing your practice, that as emotions surface, they're also moving. They're moving through you. So I remember once a network chiropractor said to me, I had gone in with a concern. I had some pain in my body, in my shoulder. I remember distinctly. And I said, oh, I'm having this pain here and I can't move it very well, blah, blah. And I went on and on about the pain. And he said to me, thank you for sharing. And I was so taken aback because I thought, well, aren't you going to fix this? And aren't you going to kind of go into the upset with me? And instead, he was actually being a great practitioner. He was taking in the information, acknowledging it, and understanding that it was coming up for a reason. Now, to me, it didn't sound very compassionate because we're used to, somebody soothing us when something comes up. But there's a beautiful phrase also that he said to me, and he said, he was referring specifically to his modality, but it was that healing is not about feeling good, it's about feeling. And this can apply to any of the modalities actually that we work with, because these words contain actually so much wisdom. And the emotion, in essence, the emotion is coming up to teach us something. So think about this. Healing is not about feeling good. It's about feeling. And what that means is, in the presence of feeling, there is the possibility for change. And let me rephrase that. Actually, only in the presence of feeling is there opportunity for change. See, we live in a world in which we're constantly trying to shut down our emotions, to shield ourselves. And in that shielding, there's an armoring, and healing, freedom can never occur when there's this armoring. So think about your emotions when they come up as, well, okay, I was going to say, think about your emotions as being available to teach you something. But before I say that, I want to say that when you're doing a regular practice of meditation, you are going to learn how to become a witness to everything that's coming up, including your own feelings. Now, it doesn't mean that you're being asked to not feel them. You are being asked to feel them, but be a witness to whatever is surfacing for you. It's like that expression, to be in the world, but not of it. So you are feeling the feelings in all their depth and allowing them to pass through your system, not getting attached to them, not feeling as if they are going to do anything frightening to you. And actually, in feeling them, there is only the possibility for healing. In stifling them, there is not the possibility for healing. There is only the possibility for more armoring, more layering. So we're always trying to peel back the layers to get to our light. And that's where the bliss lies. So it's not that we never feel good. It's that we are peeling back the layers to accessing that bliss inside of us. And another thing I wanted to say about these feelings is we're never trying to fix them, to say, oh, this has to go away. We're also not judging them. We're just allowing. And this is one of the deepest forms of self-love. Today we talk about self-love as being self-care, and that is often marketed as facials, vacations, shopping trips, or taking a bubble bath. And there's nothing wrong with those things. But true self-care goes much deeper. And it's really the willingness to stay present with yourself when some of these emotions are coming up that maybe you didn't know were still in your system. Stay present when your heart hurts. It's about nurturing yourself in these difficult moments. And this is one of the reasons I love Reiki so deeply. I think Reiki is a profound act of self-care. It's a simple practice of placing your hands on your own body and allowing healing energy to flow. This is going to create a beautiful space where you can listen, you can simply be. It's such a quiet space, and it's a space that we don't speak about much. We talk about modalities a lot. We talk about what each modality does, but sometimes we don't really put attention on the space that you arrive at in the modality. In other words, you're arriving, you're landing in a space of complete tranquility, of complete bliss, of complete presence. So beyond the negative emotions that are coming up, and I'm going to talk about negative in a second, is the bliss, is the tranquility, is the presence. So anything negative we view as simply an opportunity for growth. And that's why I've said before, really there isn't any positive or negative. It's all, in the end, it's all just one space, one energy. So the emotions come up, we interpret them as being negative because we feel pain in our heart. But if you can start to be outside of that, feeling the pain, being the witness, but not interpreting it and putting a label on it as negative, this is great growth and great perspective on your own healing. And what happens is when you're present with your own emotions rather than stuffing them down and ignoring them, the emotions begin to move. So when I say be present with them, I mean feel them, actually feel them, like that chiropractor said to me. He said that healing is not about feeling good, it's about feeling. So allowing the grief to be felt. And what happens when something sad is felt in the body, we usually have the inclination to cry. It comes up, we feel it in our heart, we want to cry, and then sometimes we stifle that. So allowing it to flow. Many times in Reiki sessions, I do sessions on people and they begin crying. And of course, they feel better afterwards because we always feel good after we cry. We have released something that was held in the body. And even sometimes I hesitate to speak about this because I see how afraid people are of their emotions. And they'll say, well, I don't want to get a session and start crying. And I want to suggest that maybe you do. Maybe you do. And it's not a given that you will cry either. You may laugh. You may feel peaceful. You may just go into a deep, deep, tranquil space and drift far away. So many emotions come up in a healing session, any kind of bodywork session. So Um, and also when the emotions come up, remember they are coming up and not just sitting in the space. They are coming up and being transmuted into something else. So I tell people Reiki is like that. When you're channeling the energy is not removing anything so-called negative from their system. It is, and again, that label of negative I don't even believe in, but what it's doing is it's transmuting whatever is coming up for them into light. So learning to be present with your own emotions without fear. When this happens, something beautiful happens. The emotions actually begin to move. And again, it's not because you pushed them away, it's because you actually saw them and acknowledged them. In essence, you are giving yourself permission to feel completely, to experience your being completely. And your being is comprised of all sorts of things that are going on in your system. I sometimes say your being is like a computer, and you have put into it all sorts of things that are stored, things that you have put in consciously and unconsciously. And as we work with healing work, we are, in essence, releasing files that are no longer important to us. So when you think about your computer, you open it up and sometimes you've got all these files on the desktop and you say, oh, this is clogging my the memory of the computer, or it's also disturbing my brain to look at all the open files or folders that you have, and so you start deleting them. So, but before you delete them, you have a look at them. So in healing work, we're doing the same thing. There are files in your system that want to leave. And what we're doing is taking a look at them, opening them up again, allowing whatever emotions are present to flow, and then saying, I can release this now. Sometimes when I work with people doing space energetics in their home. It's a form of feng shui that I've developed, and they'll say to me, oh, when I start to clear this area of the home, I get upset. This has happened to me too. It happens to all of us because all of the things around your home also hold energy. When you go into a thrift store, and some people like to buy clothing from thrift stores. I don't particularly like to do that. I never have, because you feel the energy. The energy on the clothing that's attached to the clothing. I was trying to think of another word, but energy really encapsulates it. So even if the clothing has been washed or dry cleaned, you can still feel energy. I remember somebody saying to me once she couldn't go into the stores where they sell old furniture, because she said it was overwhelming to her. She could feel all the energy. This is a mark of somebody who is tuned in to their sensitivity. Now, we have to operate in the world, and we cannot allow ourselves to become so sensitive, of course, that we hide in our homes. We are going to feel energy, and this episode was actually about not being afraid of the feelings. But just know that as the feelings are coming up and you're feeling them, it's actually a glorious process. It's a transformational process. You are going to feel them, go into them, and allow them to leave if they need to. Just like the files on your computer, you might look at them, open them up, and say, oh, I want to keep this. But many of the files you will be able to delete so that new files can emerge on your computer. It's the dance of creation, sustenance, destruction. So your emotions come up, you acknowledge them, you feel them, and then you let them go. And in healing work, this is what we do. So we're not escaping from emotions, we're not running from them, and we're not stuffing them back down. And therefore, if you want to take a look today, ask yourself, what emotion is trying to come up for me? You can take your hands and put them on your heart and just tune in. What is trying to come up? What is present there that I'm not feeling? And take a slow, deep breath and offer yourself great kindness and great love as you feel that emotion. The breath will also move emotion through the body. See, healing work is all about moving energies in the system, not allowing anything to get stuck, not allowing ourselves to become rigid, staying fluid, staying flexible. Yoga, network chiropractic, Reiki, our sadhana, our spiritual practices create great flexibility. So that, why do we want flexibility? So that in life we're more able to handle situations and we are not operating based on our past. So our past is present in the energy field, but we are not ever at the effect of it, especially the past occurrences that have harmed us. We are always attempting to reconnect with present time. In present time, there is power and great possibility to create and fulfill your unique divine destiny. I love to say this because each of us has that, and we're in our healing work, we are in essence clearing whatever is in the way so that we can fulfill that beautiful destiny. The interference is there, and as we clear it, it becomes no longer possible to be held in a space that is less than who we are. So we just feel our essence, and that essence starts guiding us. It's like you've got a path in front of you, and you've got a path behind you. And the path behind you is full of so much stuff. So you're feeling all that stuff, and it's attached to you. It's literally attached to you. We clear it when we do different forms of body work. So it's attached to you, and the path ahead is somehow not clear because of all of this. They're like cobwebs. I see them like grayish cobwebs attached to us. And as we start to clear, it's so fascinating, as we clear the cobwebs behind us that are attached to the energy field, the path ahead of us becomes more visible and more illuminated. It's like a golden light. It's like a yellow brick road in front of us. So your light becomes brighter in present time, and your light is actually illuminating the path ahead of you. I hope this has made sense. I always get a little bit rambly, maybe, but this is the way my mind works. So I allow it and honor it. And I hope today was helpful. Ask yourself again, what emotion is trying to show up for me? What emotion is there that I'm ignoring? Get really, really quiet. Again, I said you can place your hands on your heart. How many times do we do this? In Reiki, we do it because we're instructed in level 1 to do self-healing. But even if you're not a Reiki practitioner, just place both of your hands on your heart, and you can take a slow, deep breath and ask yourself what emotion is present that wants to come up. And remember that every time you feel into these emotions, you are allowing yourself to clear some of the cobwebs in your system that are holding you in a place that is less than who you are. And all healing work asks you to return to the place where you are you magnified. You are you as you exist throughout time and space. Remember, my guru used to say, I like to repeat this, be like a child at the feet of the divine. And this is more about surrendering to the divine wisdom. But take the first phrase that he said, be like a child. And he often spoke about that childlike energy that is so important for us to remember. This is a taste of your true essence, that childlike energy that we see in little kids, and we remember in ourselves when we think about how we were maybe when we were younger, when we were more clear of all the cobwebs that come with life. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sai Ram. Jai Guruji. Om Amriteshwariye Namaha. Hare Krishna. Om Namah Shivaya.